Hello, children. Welcome back to the physical science class. In this session, we are going to learn about the formation of shadows and eclipses. In Unit 15, Light. Come, let's go through the lesson. Darken a room and switch on a light or light a candle. Light up all the objects in the room. The dark patches you observe near objects are shadows. When an object is placed in front of a source of light, it produces a shade or dark area behind it. Shadows are formed when light is stopped by an object. And opaque objects stop the light completely, so an opaque object casts a dark shadow behind it. A translucent object stops the light partially, so a translucent object casts a weak shadow. A transparent object does not stop any light from passing through it. So, a transparent object does not cast any shadow behind it. A shadow is formed when the path of light is blocked by an object. A shadow is formed when an opaque object comes in the path of light and stops it. An object forms shadow on the opposite side to the source of light. The shadows of objects are usually similar in outline to the object, and hence we can identify the object from their shadows. The shadow of a ceiling fan hung in the center of room will fall on the side opposite to the lighted electric bulb. A lighted candle fixed in a room will also cast our shadow and that of the ceiling fan on the opposite side. The shadow will resemble our outline but will not show any detail. Its size and shape will change according to the position of the sun in the sky. We can see our shadow when we stand in the open on a sunny day. The sunlight forms shadows of the objects which are on the ground or near the ground. If we stand in the sun, our body casts a shadow on the ground, and when we walk in the sun, our shadows always walk with us. Our shadow is very long in the morning when the sun just rises. The length of our shadow goes on decreasing till noon. Our shadow is shortest at noon. The length of our shadow starts increasing in the afternoon, and our shadow becomes very long in the evening just before sunset. The shadow of an object can be seen only on a screen. The surface, such as the walls of a room, a building, and even ground, act as screen for the shadows which we see in our everyday life. For the formation of shadows, the things required are a source of light, an opaque object that blocks the light, a screen on which the shadow can be seen. The screen is any surface on which a shadow falls. Shadows are formed because light rays travels in a straight line and they cannot bend around the corners of the objects. The shape of the shadow is also the same as the shape of the object because light travels in a straight line path. When a bird is on the ground, we can see its shadow, which is formed by sunlight. The bird obstructs the sunlight to form shadow on the nearby ground. When the same bird is flying high up in the air, even then the bird obstructs the sunlight falling on it, but its shadow is not seen on the ground because the ground is very far below the bird. When an aeroplane is parked on the ground, we can see its shadow, which is formed by sunlight. The aeroplane obstructs the sunlight to form a shadow on the nearby ground. When the same aeroplane is flying high up in the air, even then the aeroplane obstructs the sunlight falling on it, but its shadow is not seen on the ground because the ground is very far below the aeroplane. Sometimes the shadow of opaque objects are not seen clearly. Our shadow and that of a ceiling fan formed by an electric bulb or a lighted candle can be seen clearly, but the shadow formed by a fluorescent tube light cannot be seen clearly. An electric bulb and candle forms shadows because they are comparatively small source of light. A fluorescent tube light does not form sharp shadows because it is quite large source of light. Since a fluorescent tube light is very long, therefore some of the light from it always reaches behind the opaque objects, leading to the formation of a very faint shadows. The shadows formed by fluorescent tube light are so faint that it is usually very difficult to see them. No shadow can be formed when there is no source of light, as on a dark moonless night or in a dark room. The shadow of an object has the following characteristics. The shape and size of the shadow depends on the shape and size of the object. It also depends on the position of the source of light. The size of the shadow depends on the distance between the source of light and the object. It also depends on the distance between the object and the surface on which the shadow is formed. The color of the shadow is always black regardless of the color of the object. Shadow does not show the details of an object. The shadow of an object is always erect, that is, same side up as the object. The shadow of an object is real. The shadow can be smaller than object, equal or bigger than object. Shadow only shows the outline of an object. Opaque objects form darker shadows than translucent or transparent objects. This is because transparent or translucent objects allow some light to pass through and fall on the screen. We know that any object, when placed in the path of light, casts a shadow. The Earth, Moon, and all the planets in the solar system cast their own shadows in space. These shadows can be seen only when they fall on some other body. The planets, including the Earth and the different moons that revolve around the planets, are non luminous and opaque. Eclipses are cast when the Earth and the Moon cast shadows due to the light from the Sun. The Earth revolves around the Sun in its own orbit, while the Moon revolves around the Earth in its own orbit. There comes a time when the Sun, Earth, and Moon become aligned in one straight line. This is when an eclipse occurs. There are two kinds of eclipses depending on the positions of the Sun, the Moon, and the Earth with respect to each other. From Earth, two types of eclipses can be observed. They are the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes between the sun and the earth. The moon blocks the sun's light and the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. Areas where the full shadow falls on the earth experience a total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse occurs when the moon's shadow covers all of the sun. During this time, the sky darkens and it is just like nightfall. Only limited areas on Earth witness the total solar eclipse. In total solar eclipse, the sun will be totally covered by the moon when viewed from those areas of the earth. During a total solar eclipse, when the moon has almost covered the sun, brilliant light can be seen originating from the small part of the sun that is not covered, while a slight glimmer is seen around the rest of the moon. This looks like a brilliant diamond ring and it occurs just before and just after our view of the sun is totally covered by the moon. Areas where the partial shadow falls experience a partial solar eclipse. That is, only a part of the sun will be blocked by the moon. A solar eclipse occurs only on a new moon day. Children, you must not look at the sun without protection during a solar eclipse. We should not look directly at the sun at any time, as it can damage the eyes. You should use special dark glasses which are made for this purpose. It is also not safe to look at a solar eclipse through smoked glass, sunglasses, or X ray films. One of the safest ways to view a solar eclipse is using a pinhole camera. A lunar eclipse occurs when the shadow of the earth falls on the moon. This happens when the earth is between the sun and the moon with all three borders arranged in a straight line. When the moon is totally in the shadow of the earth, it cannot be seen from the earth. When a part of the moon is in the shadows of earth, part of the moon can be seen, while the rest is hard to see. Lunar eclipse is also known as the eclipse of the moon. Lunar eclipse occurs when the moon comes in between the sun and the moon. As a result, the earth blocks sunlight from reaching the moon and casts its shadow over the moon. A lunar eclipse occurs only on a full moon day. We can see about 3 lunar eclipses in a year. Depending on the positions of the sun, moon, and earth, lunar eclipses can be of two kinds. They are partial lunar eclipse and total lunar eclipse. In partial lunar eclipse, only part of the moon is covered by the earth's shadow. In total lunar eclipse, the earth passes directly in front of the moon and casts its full shadow on the moon. By analyzing the movements of the sun, moon, and earth, astronomers can predict the date and time of an eclipse. It is advised not to look directly at the sun during a solar eclipse, as it can affect the eyes adversely. However, lunar eclipses can be observed with naked eyes. Children, I hope that you might understood very well about the formation of shadows and its characteristics. Thank you for watching.